Yeah, disappointing game for us today, and I thought that our fight in the second half was pretty good, and our response after the first half, so coming into the third period, I thought that we had some fight and want to, and which was great to see. But how we started the game is just unacceptable, and um, I'm not sure, why we would start the game off that way. But I can tell you this, that we were, dysfunctional on both sides of the ball. Offensively, not running, not executing, doing our own thing, not playing together, and then defensively, just not knowing personnel and knowing their strengths and so forth. So it was a little frustrating, to watch in the first half, and so I challenged them, halftime, and I thought we came out and so showed a little toughness there, and we just we got to figure it out. And I thought Liatu was really good in the second half, and she was a warrior, and she was going to do anything she could to help us win. But we need more people to step up, and we need people to play within themselves and do what we're doing, not what they want to do. And so, one thing, I've always said this and been pretty public about, losing games. I'm probably one of the most competitive people that you'll meet. But I could lose, and if we lose, we're gonna go down swinging. We're gonna lose, all right, because we played a better team, and I feel like, we're beating ourselves, because we're not systematic. We're not doing the things that we need to do, and we're not playing together. And so everybody has a role. Everybody has a responsibility, and they need to do it to the best of their abilities. And then we got to figure out, and we have to understand that every possession counts. Every possession matters. And you have to be desperate in that way. And you have to understand what that means. And I think that, for whatever it is, like, we could just try to get through some things. And you can't. So we need to figure that part out. And, we're going to continue to, do what we need to do from a coaching standpoint and put our players in the best position to be successful. But the great thing about this game is that, there's a game right around the corner. And we need to have short-term memory, but remember this, and I'm sure they will, because I'm not gonna let this one go. We need to learn from it, and we gotta get better, and we need to figure out how to win. And I think that's what I'm trying to teach this team. Like, you win by playing every possession like it's the last possession of a game, and we're not there yet.
Well, what did you tell the team during halftime? Obviously, you guys were down by, I think, 15, 16 points. What did you tell them going into the second half?
No, I just told them that they need to play together. You got to play together on both sides of the ball, and you got to be connected. And defensively, like, as the ball moves, you move, and all five of you move, and that's not going on. And we're not communicating, and we're not helping each other out, and so you start to break down. And then you need to. Then the other part of it is, your opponent and scouting poor defense and knowing who you're guarding and understanding their strengths and what they're going to do, and and following it. Like, we knew their strengths. And so you got to take that away, and you got to have some toughness. And so I challenged them in regards to that, responding and having a response.
Liatu, obviously, you had most of your points in that second half. What did you see on the floor? Just allowing you to take advantage of Coppin State, what they were doing down low defensively.
I feel like in the first half I was settling, so I just told myself, and also coach just said, like, attack the interior. That was the game plan in the beginning anyway, to attack the interior. And I feel like as a team, and myself included, like, we shy away from that in the beginning of the game, in the first half. But obviously toward the second half, I started to attack more, and I saw the ball falling. So.
I mean, you've obviously been pretty consistent so far this season, but how do you try to get your other teammates involved to try and get them, as Coach was talking about, just trying to get everyone involved offensively? How do you as a leader try to get everyone involved offensively?
I mean, all in all, I feel like it's what we do in practice. Like we struggle. I guess to say we struggle when the ball doesn't. If the ball isn't going to me, we struggle with everybody else, and I feel like it's really just getting in the gym, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be like jumpers, getting layups, working on how to pass, because those are the things. Those little things are, what would help us get the ball in the hoop. So I feel like when we're not doing that, when we're not working on our craft and stuff like that, that's obviously what hinders us when we play.
Coach, these past 4 losses have all been within 10 points. I mean, do you look at that as more disappointing because you guys could have had a chance to win these games, or do you look at it as, well, we're competing all the way, and or is it a little bit of both?
You know, it's a great question. Because I think that, there's a part of me that says, okay, we're and I told my team this, like I told them going into this game, we're about to turn a corner. We're about to turn the corner, and because I've seen in the last week that we were learning from our mistakes, and that when we play together and we're systematic, then things happen, and you start having success that way. And then we get to today, and then we take a step backwards. And so for me, that part, is frustrating because I don't understand that, And so we're going to continue to teach, and do whatever we have to do to get this team in a position, to where we have some success. And that we're having success, bits and pieces, but it's not 40 minutes. And that's where we got to get to. We got to figure that part out. And the biggest message is, which I've communicated, is like every possession matters. And you got to play every possession like it's the last possession of a championship game. You can't go back now and say, man, I wish we just got that one possession back. Maybe that would have been a difference of winning the game. Or, we're right there. We're right there. And you can't get it back. Maybe, I wish, I sprinted back and transitioned that one time. I could have, but I chose not to. And that's where we have to get to. And it has to matter. And but we're gonna keep teaching, and we're gonna keep getting after it. And we need to win the day. That's what we need to do. It's not about the games. It's about winning the day. Can we win the day? And that's getting in practice, playing together as a team, and getting better, like in having small goals. Because the more days that you can combine and win, then that puts you in a position to win the game. It's not like just showing up to the game and winning the game. How you prepare prior to, and who you are and what your identity is each and every single day prior to leading up to that game, that puts you in a position to win the game. And we got to continue to do that.
You too. I mean, obviously, you guys did go down pretty big in that first half. What did you see out there on the court? Was any reason for the 16-point deficit earlier start time? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, we were stagnant on offense. We weren't disciplined on we weren't disciplined on both sides of the ball, but like defensively, we weren't there to help. We weren't communicating. Like we did all the things that we shouldn't have done, and that I felt like that decreased our confidence and gave a boost of motivation for Coppin State, and so yeah, that's really why.
Coach, obviously this is your first school day game. I know you've been trying to. Obviously, you're here for the long haul. I mean, how important is it to?
I am here. Yes, I am here for the long haul,
yeah.
And we will get this right. We will get this right.
But I mean, just like having kids come in here and see the team and see the culture you're trying to build, how important is that?
It's very important, and whenever we can get the community involved and, just connect with them is a blessing. And we have players that are great role models, and the more that we get out in the community, the more connections we can make, and getting them on campus, getting them for camp during the summer, and getting them back here in the Pitt, and just showing them that there's an importance for women's basketball, and just to appreciate the product that we're putting on the floor. And my goal is to put that product on the floor and for people to leave here and appreciating what they do and how they do it. And that's where we're going to continue to work on whether it's in the gym or in the community or in the classroom. We're going to give our best, and we will get this fixed.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.